Another use of maps is to use them as kind of an index to help me find things, right? If I have things that have names and ages and things like that, I could have a map from the name to that thing. So it will be a map from string to person or something like that. And so I can find them very quickly. So let's do something like that. Let's create a contacts and try to do a directory, a contact list, like could be on your phone or something like that. So let's create a static class contact. And again, I create my classes static because I want them all in one file for easy of explanation. Normally you would put this in separate files and then you wouldn't need static for the class. So a contact, let's assume that it's going to have a name, an email, and a phone number. And maybe this should be arrays or lists of things, but for now, let's just do this. And for convenience, let me create a constructor. I'm going to take string name, string email, string phone. And this dot name equals name. This dot email equals email. This dot phone equals phone. And that's basically, actually, let me, just for convenience, let me make all these things public. We really should make getters and setters and things like that, but this makes it easier. For something as simple as this, public may be perfectly fine, right? So I'm gonna create my class directory. And this class is gonna have a map from string to contact. We're going to use the name as our index in this, and so let me call this contacts. Oh, and it always complains because I haven't imported. Import java.util.everything. Now, I'm going to have a method for adding a contact, so let's do this, public. And then one for finding with the name, add contact. And I'm just passing a contact, right? So what this is gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the map based on the contact's name. So I would do contacts.put c.name and then the contact as the value. Notice this would overwrite if I already had a contact with that name. I forgot about that one. I'm just keeping this one. But so in real life, you'd probably need to figure out how to deal with that and have two different operations, one for replacing and one for doing something else. Maybe add more phones or emails to that guy or something like that. Your interface would need to change. But for now, this is good. So let's use a function that finds by name, right? So let me call it find by name. I pass it a name and returns the contact for that name. So this would be just as simple as contacts.get name. A map would return null if the element isn't there, which in this case is perfect, right? If we don't have it, we return null and that's it. And then let's do, just for fun, one that would return all contacts. So list of contact. Let's call it get all contacts. And I forgot to put my publics all over. So public. What we really need to do is return contacts.values. Now this wouldn't work because it's a collection, not a list. But I can do this and make it into a list. Every collection, oh, but I cannot. I make it into an array list. Or I could just return it as a collection and change this to be a collection instead of an array list. Or a list, sorry. Now with this, we could do cool stuff in main. Public static void main. And so now I can do stuff here like contact C equals new contact Orlando K ok@ok.com as email, and 1234567 as phone number. I could create other contacts. Let me use Lena C, and we all have really cool emails. Oops, I need different names from variables. C1, C2, C3. Our always trusty Jane Doe jd@jd.net. And she has a different phone number. So now we could create a new directory, d equals new directory. We can add things. C1, C2, C3, right? In real life, you would probably be having functions that read this from the user or something like that. In fact, I think there's one assignment that does something like that, but and then we can do stuff like system dot let's find one. System dot out dot println. Actually, let's do this the right way, right? Let's add on our contact a nice toString method. At override, because this is something that comes from object, public string toString. So we are gonna return, let's make it pretty, how about name, our name plus, let's use space, plus our email, plus our phone number. Not terribly pretty, but so with that, now we can do system.out.println d.find by name Orlando K, and hopefully this would print. I don't know how to write, and I need one more parenthesis, so hopefully this would print. Oops, nothing, because find my name didn't do the right thing. We did insert. we never initialized our map. This, so we need to do new, let's use again a hash map of string and contact. And that would let us work. Yay! So now, since this wasn't initialized, I was getting a null pointer exception. But it is now initialized. And then I can do stuff with all contacts, right? So I could do for contact c in the.get all contacts. Although that's more using them as a list, but I can do system.out.println c. So that would print all the other contacts. So this is more practice with classes and with using a map as kind of an index to help me find these things easy by their name. It could actually have 2 or 3 so that you could also find people with the same email or people with the same phone number, search by the phone number. So I could have 2 or 3 different maps, each one with a different key. And that will let me find the information faster.